let's now take a look at one more method for finding the least common multiple. It's called the ladder method. So step one, we'll look at 6 and 8 again to start off with. All right, so step one. Place all numbers in a ladder, and by that I mean an L shape, like this. We're going to look at 6 and 8 and make an L with kind of a long line here horizontally. Okay? So this is sort of our ladder. Okay, so that's step one. Place them all in a ladder. Step two. Find a prime that goes into at least 2 numbers. So if you're only working with 2 numbers like we are now, then it's got to go into both. But we're also going to eventually start looking at 3 and sometimes even 4 numbers. So we want to make sure that we find a prime that goes into at least 2 of the numbers. Okay? So we can start with 2. Does 2 go into both 6 and 8 evenly? Yes, it does. I'm going to put that outside the ladder. Step 3 now is to divide. 6 divided by 2 is 3, and 8 divided by 2 is 4. And I'm going to put them underneath the 6 and the 8. Okay. Then I'm going to, and this is where it gets its name, the ladder method, draw another ladder rung and repeat until it's not possible. So I'm going to go to 3 and 4 and look for a prime number that goes into both numbers. Well, 3 goes into 3 evenly, just one time, but does 3 go into 4? No. 2 goes into 4 twice, but does 2 go into 3 evenly? No. So there is no prime number now that goes into both of these numbers. So now we're done with looking for that. And step 5, multiply numbers on the bottom by the numbers on the left that you took out. So let me say that one more time and circle it. The numbers on the bottom, and multiply it by any and all numbers you took out. So this is the number on the left that you took out was a 2, and we have a 3 and a 4. 2 times 3 times 4 is our answer. 2 times 3 is 6. 6 times 4 is 24. And now we have found it. Okay. So let me show you another example. This time we'll look at 14 and 18. Let's start with place the numbers in the ladder. So we did that, 14 and 18. Find a prime that goes into at least 2 numbers. Well, let's start with 2. Does 2 go into 14? Yes, it does. Does 2 go into 18? Yes, it does. Place it on the left here. How many times does 2 go into 14? This is step 3. It goes in 7 times. How many times does 2 go into 18? 9 times. Okay. So we did step 3, divide. All right. Draw another ladder and repeat until not possible. Is there a prime that goes into both 7 and 9? Nope. 7 goes into 7, but not 9. So, no. And 3 goes into 9, of course, but 3 does not go into 7. That's it. So it's not possible anymore. So multiply the numbers on the bottom by the numbers on the left that you took out. So we have 2 times 7 times 9. If you do this on your calculator or do it in your head, 7 times 9 is 63. And 63 times 2 is 126. So the lowest common multiple of 14 and 18 is 126. So now let me show you an example with 3 numbers. Let's do 6, 10, and 14. Well, start with 2. Does 2 go into at least 2 of these numbers? Now that we're looking at 3, we just need it to go into at least 2. Actually, though, in this case, 2 goes into actually all 3. It just has to be at least 2. So 2 goes into 6 3 times, 2 goes into 10 5, and 2 goes into 14 7. Now, draw another ladder. Is there a prime that goes into at least 2 of these numbers? Well, they're all prime, and 3 goes into 3, but not 5 and 7. 5 goes into 5, but it does not go into 3 and 7. And it's the similar situation for 7, so that's it. So, multiply what's on the bottom by what we took out. 7 times 5 is 35. 35 times 3 is 105. And 105 times 2 is 210. So, $210. So now let's look at one more example where we get a little bit of a longer ladder. Let's look at 12, 18, and 30. Okay? So we put them in the L shape, which is the ladder. Look for a prime that goes into at least 2 of them. Now, actually, 2 will go into at least 2 of them, but so will 3. And in fact, 3 will go into all 3 of them as well. So let's see what would happen if we started with 3. 12 divided by 3 is 4, 18 divided by 3 is 6, and 30 divided by 3 is 10. Draw your ladder. Now, is there a prime that goes into at least 2 of those? Yeah, now it's 2. 2 goes into 4 twice, 2 goes into 6 3 times, and 2 goes into 10 5 times. Draw the ladder again. Is there a prime that goes into all 3 or at least 2 of those? No. 2 goes into 2, but not 3 and 5, and it's a similar story for the other 2 numbers. So, we now still want to multiply the numbers on the bottom by the numbers we took out on the left. So what we have, 3 times 2 times 2 times 3 times 5. Well, 3 times 2 is 6, and then 6 times 2 is 12. 12 times 3 is 36, and then 36 times 5 is 180. So the lowest common multiple of 12, 18, and 30 is 180. And this concludes this video.